Hello class, and welcome to your much anticipated, highly educational social studies classroom. I'll be your host. My name is Mr. Wilson, and I can't tell you enough how excited I am to be in the high school again. Whether it's for U.S. history, world geography, or world history, social studies is one of the things I am very passionate about. I love to read history, find out new things, do research, study. I know that probably makes most of you say, what a nerd, but that's okay. What we're going to do today is learn about how to take notes in this classroom. Now again, the flipped classroom is totally different than what we're used to, both you and I. This will be my first year to do this, so it's going to be kind of a trial and error thing for both of us. But I believe in my heart that this is going to be something that's going to be beneficial to both of us. We're going to make more efficient use of our time. We're going to learn a lot more. We're going to engage in those higher level thinking activities, and we're going to have a lot of fun. Yes, even in social studies, you can have fun. And so let's take a look at what notes are going to look like in this class. If you haven't already taken it out, please get out your spiral and open it to page 4. All right, what we have here is a mock-up of your spiral. And what I want you to do is, this is page 4. If you can't see, this is a 4. This is page 5. These are the things I want you to write down in your spiral right now as I talk about it. Now the first thing we're going to talk about are the notes. Okay? Notes are going to go on the even side of your BOK. Notes are going to be the things that you'll see me on these videos talking about, giving you all the information that you need in order to produce a product in the end. Whether it be a poster, a skit, a video of your own, whatever that may be, these are going to be your foundation, the notes, for doing those projects. Now then, as we go through the notes, we'll of course be talking about dates. Now then, whenever you see a date in the notes, you need to highlight it in yellow. Highlighter should be one of those things that are on your school supply list, and so I expect that you have one. Some of the other things that you'll be seeing as we go through these notes are vocabulary words. These are words that are very important for you to use in your product and become familiar with, because they'll be on a test. Now when you have a vocabulary word, and I'll point these words out as we go, you need to highlight those in blue. So again, you have dates in yellow highlighter, vocabulary in blue. And so as you're writing these, I have this in yellow, but I would prefer you write in pen, dates. Take your highlighter and highlight it yellow. Write out vocabulary with your pen or pencil, and then highlight it in blue as you see up here. Now some of the other things we'll be doing, this is your BOK, and it's, of course, that stands for Book of Knowledge. You're going to be using this thing throughout the year in order to help you produce those projects that you're going to do in your groups. And this is going to be your study guide for the end of the year. If you're in U.S. history, whether it's 8th grade or U.S. history in 11th grade, you have an EOC. Well, it's STAR for you 8th graders, EOC for you 11th graders. And this is going to serve as a tool that is going to have you knock the socks off those tests. Now some of the other things you're being put in here, besides just notes, okay, are foldables. Things that have trifolds, quad folds, and other things that will help you learn about history or geography, depending on what class you're in. And so foldables will also go on the even side of your BOK. So just to kind of recap, the things that go on the even side of your BOK are the notes that you'll take. When you write dates, again, you need to highlight those in yellow. When we write vocabulary words, you need to highlight the word and the definition in blue. And then, of course, the fourth thing that we're going to put on the even side of your BOK are foldables. Now then, my little squiggly line here means the other side, so now we're going to talk about what goes on the odd side of your BOK. Probably the most important thing are going to be what I'm going to call product notes. Now what that means is when I say, okay, I want you to produce a poster showing me the 10 amendments, the first 10 amendments of the Constitution, for example. And then I may give you some criteria for that. You need to include 5 pictures. You need to have, it needs to be multicolored. You need to show who the authors of the first 10 amendments are. And of course, you'll get all of this information from the notes. But the product notes are what is required of the product that we're making for this unit. It may be, again, it may be a poster, it could be a skit, it could be a video, it could be a commercial. There's a variety of things that it could be, but the product notes are what is Mr. Wilson expecting you to have in that product. So it's important to have those down. The second thing that will be on the odd side of your BOK are maps. Okay, whether it is geography or history, maps are very important because they kind of give us an idea of not only where things are happening if it's history, but what might be some of the things that these people are having to deal with as they go. Because, for example, in history, when we're talking about early American history, for example, the Revolution, and why the geography of the colonies helped the colonists. And maps will help show us that. Maps will help show us what the 13 colonies were and other things. But maps will be on the odd side of your BOK. The last thing that's going to be on the left side of your BOK are questions. Part of what you'll have to do when you're watching videos like this and I'm giving you notes, if you come to something that's confusing that you don't understand, write it over here on this side and write it by, what you're taking notes on. So if we get to a concept, and we'll use this for an example, let's say you're confused about what am I supposed to do about dates. Then out here beside where dates is, you're going to write a question about, okay, I don't understand what I'm supposed to do when I see a date on my notes. And then when we get to class and we're talking about the notes, the first 5 minutes of class, again, is going to be you and your groups discussing the notes. Were there any questions that you had? Was there something confusing or not clear? And then maybe as a group, you can figure out what it is that's not clear. And if not, then what we'll do is we'll then bring those questions to the class as a whole, and I'm sure we'll get the question solved. But it's important that we write questions down. There are no dumb questions. If something's confusing to you, we talked about this in my class about being a patriot. Okay, we're going to respect people. We're going to be trustworthy of people, that nobody's going to get made fun of. if they ask a question that seems obvious to everybody else. Everyone's been in that situation where a question comes up and what may be obvious to everyone else has confused you, and it's okay. It's happened to everybody. It's even happened to me. Believe it or not. History nerd, Mr. Wilson. All right, now what you're about to do is the next thing on our agenda for the day. I hope you found this video very enlightening. Insert laughter here. And again, I'm excited about this year. I'm excited about what this is going to do for our classroom and the leaps and bounds that we're going to take. And it's just going to be fun. I mean, who doesn't like a fun classroom? This guy loves a fun classroom.